It is not looking good for Donald Trump. His physical and cognitive health are rapidly deteriorating. It's unclear for how much longer can this even last at this point. His body is physically decomposing. His mind has already decomposed. We saw this all play out yesterday during that disastrous Oval Office meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan, Takaishi, where Donald Trump basically yelled at her and said, "Why didn't you tell me when Pearl Harbor was going to take place? So I wanted to surprise you with my invasion of Iran because Japan is really good at surprises because you didn't tell me about Pearl Harbor." I want to show you just what Donald Trump's hand looked like yesterday. Zoom in, folks, on that hand. I mean, it is completely discolored at this point. We know he has the neck rashes. Both his left hand and his right hand are decomposing. Let me just show you what it looked like when the Prime Minister of Japan, Takaishi, arrived. You can see her here. Donald Trump throws up his hands. By the way, Donald Trump can't walk straight anymore. And we saw that Donald Trump couldn't walk straight also when he visited Japan several months back, and Prime Minister Takaishi had to escort him because he didn't know where he was. And I know corporate news doesn't want to really cover this at all, although as the MeidasTouch network leads the way in covering Donald Trump's physical and cognitive deterioration, we're finally starting to see some headlines and some coverage of this. But again, did you see what he looked like when he was with Prime Minister Takaishi and he was wandering and she had to literally hold him and walk him? Remember when that went down? But let me just show you some of the headlines that are finally being reported on. And then I want to really dig into this. And oh, by the way, Governor Pritzker was on CNN last night, and he said, this is dementia. As Donald Trump has brought the United States into this disastrous war against Iran, according to Pritzker, he's like, that's why I believe this is clearly dementia. I share that opinion, and I'm just giving you my opinion speech here, protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. I believe that he is cognitively and physically declining to a point where he doesn't even know where the hell he is anymore at this point. Take a look at some of these headlines from Above the Law. Donald Trump has totally not dementia-addled 1,000-word meltdown about the Supreme Court. Trump heads to Truth Social to launch meandering attack on the rule of law. Or how about this from the International Business Times, which also appeared in OK Magazine? Dementia Don strikes again. Clueless Donald Trump fuels health rumors after St. Patrick's Day gaffe. A presidential slip that exposes cracks. Donald Trump sparked a fresh wave of mockery and health concerns this week when he referred to Ireland's female president, Catherine Connolly, as he during a White House meeting with Irish Prime Minister Martin to mark St. Patrick's Day. The slip-up, captured on video amidst tense talk of Iran, has critics branding Trump Dementia Don once more. How about this headline from Radar Online? Trump's embarrassing mix-up about his father's birthplace sparks dementia speculation. Donald Trump said that his father was born in Germany and his mom was born in the UK. Donald Trump's father, Fred, who had dementia, died from dementia and Alzheimer's, was born in New York. How about this headline from The Times? Trump's doctors explain red marks on his neck. The White House physician told The Times that Donald Trump was simply using common cream as a preventative measure, and that's why he has a rash all over his neck. How about this one? Maren Morris, Grammy Award-winning artist, slams people who vote for dementia-ridden Donald Trump. She says that she has no forgiveness for people who got bamboozled by Donald Trump. Filming herself speaking directly in front of the camera, she goes, I don't have forgiveness for triple Trumpers or any of the Trumpers. You did vote for this. He is a dementia-ridden, diaper-clad, cornball ex-TV host, bankrupt to F-U-C-K. Look at his stats. She goes and says, you've all got bamboozled. This is literally the result of employing and voting for losers, she added. And Pete Hegseth, oh my God, girl, his effing alcoholic sideburns. You're done. Sorry to empty the clip, she wrote in the caption. Well done. Well, now let me show you what Illinois Governor Pritzker had to say. And here Governor Pritzker says, I think Trump has dementia. He's not sure what he's even saying anymore. Watch what Governor Pritzker told CNN last night. Let's play this clip.
You said that there's something wrong with him. What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's clear that he's not sure what he's saying from moment to moment, and then he'll promise something and then not deliver it. He'll say something, then he'll say something completely contrary to that. And I don't know anybody that acts like that doesn't have some kind of a problem and some kind of issue thinking things through. That is what I think, and I've been saying that for some time. I think he's got some dementia.
You think he's got dementia? That's what you think we see when we see sentences like I just played there then?
Exactly. And then, you're hearing contrary things from 1 hour to the next, and not just about war, about lots of other things. You might think, oh, he's being secretive. Well, not when he's talking about, domestic cost of goods, for example, or tariffs or other things. The man, there's something wrong with him. I can't diagnose it, but I'm sure other people can.
Yeah, and obviously we don't have any reporting on that, but I just wanted to understand exactly what you were saying there.
All right, I want to pull out some other receipts yesterday to show you Donald Trump physically and mentally deteriorating. This is when Donald Trump demanded to know from the Japanese Prime Minister why he was not warned about Pearl Harbor. That's what he wants to know. Why did they not warn him about that? Okay, play this clip.
We went in very hard. And we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right? He's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what and much more than we anticipated.
Then Donald Trump claims that the Dow is now at 50,000 when the stock market yesterday was at like 45,800. He was saying it's at 50,000. Nobody thought it could be done. Nobody. All the other markets had increased significantly more percentage basis than the United States did. But here Donald Trump is saying that the Dow was 50,000. Here, play this clip.
The Dow just hit 50,000 a couple of weeks ago. They said that couldn't happen for 4 years. It wouldn't happen in my term. It's such an outrageous thing because I said it would happen. I didn't know it was going to happen that fast, but it just hit 50,000. And we did that in 1 year, not 4. S&P had just hit 7,000. They said that was even more impossible than the Dow hitting 50. And we did that in 1 year. So it's all done. Everything was going great.
Then Donald Trump starts basically yelling at NATO when he was with Prime Minister Takaishi and said, why didn't the UK and why didn't all these other NATO countries give me the ships before the war started? I don't want them after the war started. Well, Donald, because you didn't tell them that the war was going to start. The whole issue was you rushed into this unlawful war with Netanyahu and you didn't tell anybody about it. Here, play this clip.
But we think of it, we don't use the strait. We're defending the strait for everybody else. And then in the case of NATO, they don't want to help us defend the strait, and they're the ones that need it. But now they're getting much nicer because they're seeing my attitude. They're getting much nicer. But it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's too late. UK wants to send aircraft carriers now. And I said, I want the aircraft carriers before the war. I don't want them after the war is won. They want to send me aircraft carriers after the war is. There's practically nobody to shoot at him.
Then Donald Trump continues to claim that Iran's Navy, Air Force, and anti-aircraft equipment are gone while Iran has been striking the LNG facilities in Qatar, the liquefied natural gas facilities in Qatar, energy facilities in Saudi Arabia, energy facilities in Haifa, Israel. cluster ammunition in Israel, attacking all the Arab nations with American interests nearby. Iran just released footage yesterday showing its air defense system successfully hitting an American F-35. You can see as Israel and the United States were launching attacks on Iran or Tehran last night, you can literally see the Iranian air defenses that are active. Like Iran has air defenses. They're shooting at the planes. Can you see it right there? But Donald Trump says everything is destroyed, right? We played the clip.
We've obliterated just about everything there is to obliterate, including leadership. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft equipment is gone. We're flying wherever we want, Pete. We have nobody even shooting at us. They have, and as you know, their leadership is gone. Their leaders are gone. They pick new leaders, they're gone. They pick new leaders, they're gone. And now they're looking for new leaders again.
Then Donald Trump starts talking to he calls on a Japanese reporter and then says, "Are you a good one? Or is he good? Is he a good reporter? I see you're like her. He looks Japanese. I mean, what are you even saying here? Here, play this clip of Trump saying that."
This looks like one of your people right here. Thank you. Is he good or bad? Good. Is he a good reporter or bad? Don't you know?
So.
Not all right. He looks like a nice guy. Go ahead.
And Donald Trump just was making some deranged social media posts as well yesterday. He was posting, interestingly, posting about the Epstein files. And he was like, Donald Trump told the police chief about Epstein. Okay, we know you're covering up the Epstein files. I don't even need to fact check you because everybody knows that you're a sexual predator and that you're covering up a child sex trafficking with your DOJ. Like, we all know that. It's an undisputed fact that that's what a sicko you are. Then Donald Trump is posting things like this. They threw everything they had at Donald Trump. He's still standing. America is better for it. Dude, what are you even posting? What are you even posting? Jeffrey Epstein meme. By the way, if you want to know the people who are running the government right now, they were asked in a recent expose, what's the game plan? Like, how are you running your communications programs here at the Trump White House? And they're like, we're just trying to come up with some badass memes. We're just trying to win the meme war. Trying to win the meme war? That's who's running this thing? Anyway, judge for yourself. I show you those data points. You tell me what you think. I agree with Governor Pritzker, but I'm open to hear from you if you feel differently. No matter what, leave a comment, though, if you can. Help us get to 7 million subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.